The co-founder of Just Stop Oil, Sarah Lennon, revealed on BBC Radio 4 that she would be, quote, delighted if activists peacefully protested outside her home in defence of protests taking place outside MP's home. So this comes following fresh concerns, obviously, over MP's safety and the home of Tobias Ellwood being targeted by pro-Palestine protesters just last week. So Sarah Lennon did face quite a lot of backlash on Wednesday for her opinion piece in The Guardian, calling out Labour for not standing up to the finance sector and right-wing think tanks. Well, pleased to say that she joins me now. Sarah, thank you very much. Could you clarify a couple of things for us then? So do you think that more people should protest outside MPs' homes?
Do I think more people should? No, not.
But you think it's okay to do that, though, yeah?
I say, Patrick. Yeah, I've got really bad delay on this line. Okay. Yeah, it's really weird. Sorry. Right. Do I think more people should protest outside people's homes? I'm not calling for that to happen. No, I'm not. So,
okay. But you think that protests are okay outside MPs' homes?
I think and you might even agree with me on this. I think our politics is failing us, right? Yeah. Like I have not met a single person when I say, hey, is the political system working for you? Are you getting what you want? Do you do you trust the people you're voting for? I haven't heard one person say yes to me. Yeah, it's really working. I feel really heard. And I think what we're seeing in these protests that are happening at MPs' offices, at homes, is that people need to be heard. They want to be heard, and they're not being heard.
Yeah, is there a line though, Sarah? Because this is the thing, obviously you guys could run for political office yourselves, you could try to get into Parliament, you could try to force that change. Everyone knows the kind of cause that you stand for. Is there not a line when you've got MPs at home, maybe with young children, with partners, etc.? If the mafia did that, we'd be calling it out, wouldn't we?
Oh, well, yeah, we would. And you're right, there is a line in all of this stuff. And when you're taking these kinds of actions, you have to be really very, very careful about what you're doing. I'm not advocating for people to turn up, huge numbers of people to turn up. I think if you're going to do this, you have to do it in a very careful, considered way. You do have to take care. Absolutely. But people are driven to doing this kind of stuff because our politics is failing, So we need to do something else, and we need our politicians to address it. And I have to say that actually, if anyone does come outside my home, it's not going to be much fun. It's going to be cups of tea. And I think you've been invited to a much more interesting party earlier on that's going to happen outside my front door. Yeah,
I did wonder whether or not... So some people who were delayed and held up by a variety of different Just Stop Oil protests, people had said that they had wives in labour. Somebody claimed anyway that their mother was having a stroke, for example, and they couldn't get to the hospital. I imagine a lot of those people would remain very, very angry with Just Stop Oil. And you are one of the co-founders of it. Would you really be OK with those people banging on your front door saying to you, you killed my mum?
It would obviously be very, very difficult if that happened, So, yeah, that would be really difficult. And those people are rightly upset. Of course they are. So, but would they have a right to do that? I do believe they would have a right to come and talk to me. Of course. Right. Yeah, I do. I do believe that.
OK. So, is this... I just wonder if it's a slightly dangerous precedent to set because, People might take that to an extreme. You don't know who you're going to get, saying, it's all right to go. There are a lot of people that I speak to or have spoken to from Just Stop Oil who I understand they are you know, absolutely, really adamant about the climate crisis and all of this stuff. And I get that if you get locked into that mentally, that you think that it can legitimise a lot of extreme action. And I understand that. But I wonder whether or not some of those people maybe are actually quite vulnerable, and that if they then see the green light to go to an MP's house, and if you think the end of the world is coming, then any action is legitimised, isn't it, really, after that? Are you not concerned that you might end up having to explain yourself in that regard at some point for the actions of someone else?
So, Patrick, you make a really good point, and that's why we have this absolute ethos of non-violence. So if anybody comes to act and take action with Just Stop Oil, we have a whole suite of training so that people understand what it means to take action and what they need to do.
Can I come to the training?
Yeah, that would be great.
I'd love to see that. I'd really like to see that. I would really love to come and see, you know, behind the curtain of Just Stop Oil, if it's possible.
It's a date.
All right, OK. Well, hey, it's a Friday night and I've got a date. Sarah, look, all right, thank you very much. And, you know, really interested to talk to you. Oh, go on.
Patrick, before I go, like your point about standing for elections.
Yes, quickly.
So right now, hundreds of people are actually getting in touch with Just Stop Oil because of the piece in The Guardian about standing independent candidates, about supporting them, and they are getting in touch about doing that. So, you know, for those people who do think politics is failing them, that I think there is going to be an alternative.
All right, OK, well, interesting. Sarah, look, thank you very much. There's Sarah Lennon there, just talking to us a bit about why she's happy for people to protest outside her own home.